You know, when the Cincinnati Reds dynasty fully came into form in 1970, it was almost a year since the team was nicknamed by a certain writer for the Cincinnati Enquirer. But the Big Red Machine, again, has been used to describe Team Russia or Team USR for hockey. But there's only one Big Red Machine. We're talking today about the Cincinnati Reds of the 1970s, the team that dominated the National League from 1979 and is widely recognized as being among the best in baseball history. The team won 6 National League West Division titles, 4 NL pennants, and 2 World Series titles. Between 70 and 79, the team averaged over 95 wins a season with a record of 953 and 657. The core of that Reds team had the best record in the Major League in 81, but did not make the postseason because of Boy Kuhn's split season playoff format due to the players' strike. Now, the nickname was introduced in a July 69 article by Bob Herzl in the Enquirer, but gained prominence in reference to the 1970 team, which won 70 of its first 100 games, a feat accomplished only a few times in MLB history, and posted a regular season record of 102 and 60 and won the National League pennant. Rookie and future Hall of Fame manager Sparky Anderson headed the squad, which at its peak included the Big Eight: Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Dave Concepcion, George Foster, Cesar Geronimo, and Ken Griffey Jr. And with Dan Dreesen, of course, was the big number 9. The Reds of the 70s garnered more World Series appearances than any team during that decade and compiled an overall record of 953 and 657. The only National League teams since the 21 and 22 Giants to win back-to-back world titles. Among NL teams, only the 96 Braves and the 2009 Phillies have returned to the Fall Classic with a chance to repeat as world champions in years since, both falling to the New York Yankees of the Core 4 era. The 2010 to 14 Giants did win 3 world titles in 5 years, at least sparking the debate of whether they could be considered a National League dynasty, but they did not reach the postseason in consecutive years during this span. Now, again, the 8 players most frequently referenced as members of the Big Red Machine, including baseball's all-time hit leader Rose, 3 Hall of Fame players in Bench, Perez, and Morgan, 6 National League MVP selections, 4 National League home run season leaders, and 3 NL batting champions. Between them, these 8 players collectively won 25 Gold Gloves and made 63 All-Star Game appearances. The starting lineup of Bench, Rose, Morgan, Perez, Concepcion, Foster, Griffey, and Geronimo, again collectively referred to as the Great 8, played 88 games together during the 75 and 76 season, losing only 19, 69 and 19. Now, Dan Dreesen took over first base for Perez in 77 when Tony was traded to Montreal. Although some of the original players departed the team, some extended the Big Red Machine nickname for 2 more years, until the departures of Anderson, who was fired, and Rose, who moved to the Phillies as a free agent following the 78 season. The Reds turned around to finish in second place in 77 and 78. Ray Knight replaced Pete Rose at third base for Cincy in 79, and the rest of the Reds starting lineup still included 6 of the Great 8. Bench, Morgan, Foster, Concepcion, Griffey, and Geronimo. The Reds won another division title in 79, but lost to the Pirates 3 straight in the LLCS. Of course, the Pirates won the World Series. Now, the Big Red Machine had one last great run in 81, when he finished the strike season with the best record in baseball. Only 3 of the Great 8 remained in the starting lineup. Foster was later traded to the Mets, Griffey, and Concepcion. Bench had an injury-plagued season and was moved from catcher to third. Tom Seaver had a win-loss record of 14-2 and an ERA of 2.54 while starting only 23 games in the Reds' strike-shortened 108-game regular season. Despite that, the Reds finished second in National League West in both halves of the season, making them ineligible under that rules to compete in the postseason despite having the best overall record in baseball. Now, the Big Red Machine's arch rival was the Dodgers. The 2 teams often competed for the NL West Division title and finished either first or second in every year from 70 through 79, with one exception being 71 when the Giants won the division. Reds manager Sparky Anderson once said, "I don't think there's a rivalry like us in either league. The Giants are supposedly the Dodgers' natural rivals, but I don't think the feeling is there anymore. It's not there the way it was with us and the Dodgers." The rivalry ended when division realignment moved the Reds to the NL Central. However, they did face one another in a 95 NLDS, with the Reds sweeping the Dodgers in 3 straight. Now, the Big Red Machine was also part of the rivalry with the 2 Pennsylvania teams. All the Reds' four pennants in the 70s came against three teams: the Pirates in 70, 72, and 75, and the Phillies in 76. In 79, Pete Rose added to the notion of the Big Red Machine being part of the rivalry when he signed with the Phillies and helped him to win their first World Series title in 1980. So, season results 70-79. 102 and 60 in 1970. They won the NLCS. Pirates 3 straight. Lost to the Orioles 4-1 after winning Game 3. 71 fourth place, 79-83. 72, 95 and 69. Bet the Pirates 3-2 and then lost in the World Series. The Athletics 4-3 after the A's were leading 3-1. 73 lost the NLCS to the Mets 3-2, 99-63. 74 didn't make the postseason with a 98-64 record. 75 108-54, swept the Pirates 3 straight and defeated the Red Sox in 7. 76 102-60, won 3 straight against the Phillies and won 4 straight against the Yankees. To me, for a lot of people, that's the second greatest Reds team because the 115 win team in 75 was pretty strong. 77 88-74, 78 92-69, and 90-71 in the West. Lost to the NLCS to the Pirates for 3-0. Now, the clubhouse of the Big Red Machine was full of young kids who would go on to play in the major leagues, or the sons of the Big Red Machine. The most successful was Ken Griffey, senior son Ken Griffey Jr., who went on to have a Hall of Fame career. Furthermore, Ed Sprague, senior son Ed Sprague Jr., Charlie Lebrand's son Brandon Lebrand, Pedro Barbon's son Pedro Barbon Jr., Ed Crosby's son Bobby Crosby, Pete Rose's son Pete Rose Jr., Claude Mayshaw's sons David Mayshore and Justin Mayshore, Hal McRae's son Brian McRae, Julian Javier's son Stan Javier, and Tony Perez's son Eduardo Perez, as well as Bill Plummer's grandson Connor Menez and Lee May's grandson Jacob May, all played in MLB. Additionally, Paul Blair's son Paul Blair III, Bobby Tolan's son Robbie Tolan, Lee May's son Lee May Jr., Tommy Helm's son Tommy Helms Jr., Rich Hinton's son Robert Hinton, Daryl Cheney's son Keith Cheney, and grandson Chase Cheney, Andy Costco's son Brian Costco, Ken Griffey Sr.'s son Craig Griffey, and Tony Perez's son Victor Perez all played minor league baseball. So big books about the Big Red Machine. Again, Herzl's original book, 76, called The Big Red Machine. Ritter Collette, Men of the Reds Machine, an inside look at baseball's team in the 70s, 1977 publication. Big Red Dynasty, 98 by Gregory L. Rhodes and John G. Arardi. How Bob Houseman and Spark Anderson built the Big Red Machine. Daryl Raymond Smith's book in 2009 called Making the Big Red Machine, Bob Housen and the Cincinnati Reds of the 70s. Joe Posnowski's The Machine, 2009, and Doug Feldman's The 76 Cincy Reds Last Hurrah for the Big Red Machine. A very interesting book, by the way. I've read that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Eight, or the Big Red Machine, whatever you will call them, the Reds dynasty, I basically think, other than the Montreal Canadiens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are the greatest, you might say, the argument, the true greatest franchises or teams in the 1990s. You tell me what you think. Because the Yankees didn't have that consecutive, the whole decade when Reggie pretty well arrived, that would brought him to the next level. But, the A's won more titles, but the Reds, 72, was very close, so it couldn't have gone any way. Head-to-head a 7-game series with the Big Eight, not with Tolan and McRae in the lineup. I think the Reds would have bet the A's of the key year of 1974, in my personal opinion. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing with our Cincinnati Reds podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.